All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a problem that, let's be honest, drives pretty much every development team crazy at some point. Managing all your project's libraries without it all turning into a total disaster. This explainer is all about how we can finally tame that chaos.
So let me ask you something. Does this look familiar? Is your project set up kind of like the Wild West, where it's every developer for themselves? You know what I'm talking about. Different library versions, files scattered everywhere. It's a classic recipe for headaches, and I think we've all been there.
Right. So let's put a name to this problem. We'll call it the dependency dilemma, or as I prefer to call it, the manual mess. This is the real reason we have all those "but it works on my machine" arguments. And this right here, this is the old way of doing things. You'd have to go to the Selenium website, hunt for the right Selenium server standalone jar file, download it, then manually add it to your project's build path. And after all that, you just had to cross your fingers and hope everyone else on the team did the exact same thing with the exact same file. It's so fragile. And what happens when you do that? This is what happens. Developer A is using the stable, tried and true version of Selenium, but developer B goes and grabs the latest alpha version for a new feature. The code gets merged and boom, everything breaks. And now you're not writing tests anymore. You're spending hours just debugging your environments, trying to figure out who has what.
Yeah, tedious is one word for it. It's more than that, though, isn't it? It's a constant, slow drain on everyone's time and energy, forcing pointless meetings about something that should just work.
Okay, enough complaining about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. And this is where our hero, Maven, steps in. You can think of it as the super organized manager who comes in and just fixes the entire mess for good. So what is Maven really? Well, at its core, it's a tool for automating how you build your project. But the real superpower for our purposes today is how it manages all those libraries, all those jar files, from one single central file. No more manual downloads, period. So how does Maven do this? Well, it all comes down to one incredibly important file. It's the absolute heart and soul of any Maven project, the pom.xml. This file is your project's single source of truth. Now, POM stands for Project Object Model, which sounds a little intimidating, but don't worry about that. Just think of it as the instruction manual for your project. It tells Maven everything: the project's name, its version, and, most importantly, every single library it depends on to run. And you know, another great thing about Maven is that it gives your project a standard, predictable structure. Your main code goes here, your test code goes there, resources get their own spot, and sitting right at the top level is the POM.xml, the brain of the whole operation. It just makes everything clean and consistent. Okay, this is where it gets really good. Let's see how you actually add a library using Maven. Because once you see this, the old way is going to look completely ridiculous. We are literally talking about a process that takes seconds, not hours. It's really this simple. That's the whole workflow. You find the library you need online. You copy a little chunk of XML text, you paste it into your pom.xml file, and you save. That's it. You don't download a thing, you don't mess with build paths, you just declare what you need. And the second you hit save, that's when the magic happens. Maven reads that file, sees the new dependency, and it just handles everything. It goes out, finds the correct version, downloads it, downloads anything that library depends on, and makes it all available to your project instantly. So where do you find that little XML snippet? Well, you can usually get it from the library's official website, like Selenium HQ. Or, even better, you can just go to a central repository, like mvnrepository.com. Think of it like a giant search engine for basically any Java library you can imagine. So let's zoom out a bit. Why is this such a game changer for a team? It all boils down to one powerful concept: automatic synchronization. I mean, just look at the difference. The old way, you're sending emails, sharing jar files. The Maven way, you update one text file and commit it. The risk of someone having the wrong version just plummets to almost zero. It's a night and day difference. So let's replay that team scenario from before, but with Maven. Developer B adds a new library just by editing the pom.xml.
They commit that one file. The next day, you pull the latest code. Your system sees the change in the POM, automatically downloads the new library for you, and that's it. You're perfectly in sync. No meetings, no broken builds, no "it works on my machine." It just works.
And this is the main takeaway. Your pom.xml file is so much more than just a list. It becomes a single, shareable, and most importantly, executable recipe for your project's entire environment. Anyone on the team, new or old, can take that one file and perfectly recreate the setup every single time.
So there you have it. That's how you tame the dependency chaos. And it kind of leaves you with a final question, doesn't it? Now that you've automated this huge, error-prone piece of your workflow, it makes you wonder, what other tedious parts of your job are just waiting to be streamlined?